and welcome to Wales, one of the 4 countries that makes up the United Kingdom. I really don't know too much about Wales, which is why I really wanted to come here and check it out. It seems like it's a country that's seldomly talked about in the United States, but if you're not too familiar with Wales, it's a country that sits on the western side of the United Kingdom, known for its mountainous landscapes, rugged coast, long sand beaches, and some of the most beautiful green nature in the UK. So I have arrived here in the city of Swansea for a few reasons. One being the bus was extremely cheap, so I had no choice but to come check it out. 2, I used to play with Swansea on FIFA as a kid, so I've always kind of had this weird curiosity about it. And 3, to explore the Gower Peninsula, home to some of the most beautiful rugged coastline here in southwest Wales. So today I'll be headed out to an area called the Mumbles, which they call the gateway to the Gower. So my goal is to eventually reach that lighthouse at the very tip of the peninsula. Here's Swansea Beach. I'm actually staying on Swansea Beach in an Airbnb. It's beautiful. I've made it to the Gower Peninsula. Just gonna see if the wind will die down, and I'll try and fly my drone around the lighthouse. If not, c'est la vie. Sun's out, just need the wind to die down, and we will fly the drone. Hopefully. Here's a look at my room here in Swansea, Wales. It's quite nice. I have my own bed, very comfortable. Even have a little space heater over here. Can even make my own coffee or tea in the morning. And it gives me a chance to air out the old backpack. Nice place. So I'm currently heading to a place called Klein Gardens. It's the most popular park here in Swansea. It's about an hour walk from my Airbnb, but it's a very beautiful walk. We're definitely having a hard time understanding the Welsh accent. It's a whole different world from the English accent. Wow, this is absolutely gorgeous. Wow. This is so beautiful. This is already exceeding expectations by a mile. Way more beautiful, way more colorful than I was ever expecting. Look at this. And the smell here is unbelievable. Just super fresh. You can smell all the flowers. My God. View of Swansea Bay. Reminds me a bit of home. And there's even a castle. This is called Klein Castle. So this is the Swansea city centre. Seems quite quiet and laid back, especially coming from London. So this is the Swansea Castle. It's the most well-known monument here in current-day Swansea city centre. It was originally built in the year 1107, but has been destroyed and rebuilt multiple times. Here in Wales, there are two primary languages spoken, one being English and two being Welsh. I read that about 70% of the population speak English and around 30% of the population still speak Welsh. So it is still widely spoken throughout Wales. Just to give you an idea, this is what the Welsh language looks like. It is a Celtic language, so it kind of reminds me of what you'll see in Ireland, Western Ireland. But this is a lot more widely spoken here in Wales. But my Welsh is fairly decent. This says, long before, debtors were imprisoned here. They came with tools of their trade so they could help repay their debts. Yeah, I'm just joking. It has the English version right next to it. I have absolutely no idea how to read Welsh. So you'll notice that every business and every street sign will have both Welsh and English. Here's a good example. And it'll often have Welsh listed first, followed by English. Same down here. This is the town of Mumbles here in Wales. I'm on the hunt for a castle called Oystermouth Castle. It's one of the more famous castles here in southwest Wales. So this was the old main living room, we would call it in the US. This was the old fireplace. It was built in the year 1140. Let's see what's in here. That appears to be a coffin. So it is a new day. It is an absolutely beautiful day here in southern Wales. And I've left the Swansea seaside. I'm now staying in an area called the Uplands. It is absolutely beautiful, nice, peaceful neighborhood. So I think I'm just gonna walk around, find a park, and work on this video a little bit and enjoy the sunlight while I have it. Park Cwmduncan. beautiful. It's the kind of place I thoroughly enjoy visiting. Suburban park here in southwest Wales. Strictly locals, absolutely no tourists here but me. 15-year-old smoking, hoping not to get caught. Sorry, buddy, hopefully your mom doesn't see this. But it's moments like these where I always stop and think, how the f did I end up in this county park in Wales? So it's been a nice, relaxing, sunny day. Got a lot accomplished. I got a lot done with this video that you're watching right now, and I even booked the next leg of my trip, which will officially be Portugal. There's been a slight change of plans. So I was originally going to go to Portugal, and I didn't do enough research, and I made a mistake. So I was up late last night trying to figure out the next move, and I have officially booked a trip to Montenegro in Eastern Europe. So the new plan is to catch a bus to London tomorrow, and then I'll spend another night with Ben and Jordan. And then the next day I will work my way to Montenegro. Just to give you an idea of how I came up with the most affordable option to get to Montenegro, I'm using Ryanair, which is an absolutely atrocious airline, but it gets the job done and you can't beat the prices. So I found this flight from London to Bologna, Italy for $16, 16 US, and that includes baggage fees as well. And that flight arrives in Bologna around midnight. And then I found this flight, which leaves Bologna at 5:50 in the morning, so spend the night in the airport. And it arrives in Podgorica, Montenegro at 7:15. And I'm excited to show you just how beautiful the relatively unknown country of Montenegro is. Let's go. So after a long night in Bologna, Italy, I have arrived here in Montenegro. I'm here on the Bay of Kotor. I'll be staying in the town of Kotor for the next week or so. This town is absolutely gorgeous. But Wales was the perfect little resting point for me on this trip. I had a nice Airbnb on the coast. Sunny in the afternoon, then it would start raining in the evening, and I would just relax in the Airbnb. But it was time to move on. I'm excited to be here in Montenegro, a country that a lot of us back in the United States know absolutely nothing about. And it's cool to be in a part of the world that I've never been to before. So I'm extremely excited to explore this country. So I'll see you next week here in Montenegro.